You're on the Six Screens Telenetwork, earning the reputation of giving all the right ingredients, uninhibited, and exposing the hard, cold facts about the Watchtower Society. Do you hear? Disney. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome into our program here, JW World News. Well, as I always say, that's the news the Watchtower doesn't want us talking about. Well, my name's Rick Farron. I'm coming to you from the apostate capital of the world, which is right up here in Boston. And boy, I'll tell you what, we're so thrilled, not only about our program as of late, but we're getting so many people that are coming in and wanting to be part of the program by calling in. Now, they've been doing this right along, and you folks have been noticing it. And we're so happy that you guys are all coming in, new ones calling in. I heard a number of new ones even tonight. So this is amazing to me. It always hasn't been this way. It hasn't been. When we go back 20 years ago, boy, if we had 1, 2, 3 people, that was something else. But we're getting so many people now calling in from all over the world. If you're one of them, thank you very much for doing that. Well, let's talk a little bit about why I'm very happy tonight. I feel very, very good. We're 1 week out to the convention. You've seen all about it. Still alive in 2025. That's next week, beginning Friday. And a lot of things are happening up here where I live in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. And I'll get into all of that. But I hope you can make it. If you're listening to this program, you can see scrolling across the bottom, the Six Screens website. Get on that website. Now, go on the front page. It'll give you the information about it to some degree. It's not right up to date. The best place to find about the speakers, who's coming, go to my Facebook page. Rick Farron Facebook page, and I have all the updated information about the ex-Jehovah's Witness convention right on my Facebook page. That's the best place to get it. But you can go to Six Screens if you're looking for the address, how you can get a ticket, and what have you. We still do have some tickets, and I'll tell you what, just about every day for the last couple of weeks, I've been sending tickets out. So the biggest question people are asking me, how many people are coming to the convention, Rick? Well, I'm doing my best to promote it and get as many people here as I possibly can. It's very difficult to know. I know there's 60 some odd rooms that are booked right now at the Hilton Hotel where we're going to have the convention. It's a beautiful hotel, friends. It's all remodeled. It's beautiful. So there's about 62, 63 rooms as I speak that have been booked. So, you got to figure there, a couple hundred people. Some people wanted 5 tickets. Some people wanted 10 tickets. So, I'm estimating about 300. That's my guess, but it could go higher. It could go higher. It could go lower. But from what I understand, I'm thinking about 300. We could swell up to say 500 even. And we're going to have probably the largest live stream audience ever in the history of the ex-witness world. I'm expecting thousands, 2,000, 3,000, could go up to 10,000. I've been getting so many people writing me and saying, Rick, how can I listen in online? So we'll give you all that information. If you go to the website or go to my Facebook page, and you can watch the whole convention right on my channel that you're watching here tonight. If next week, Friday, you come in, copy that URL. See that up there? That is our URL. Copy that URL, and you'll be able to come in, and you'll watch us, and you'll be able to see us. If not, go to my Facebook page, and you'll see us on there as well. But anyways, yeah, let me just say, for example, well, that's not the URL up there. I'll try to give it to you before the night's over. That's the StreamYard URL. But we do have a YouTube channel. It's a Six Screens channel. If you put Rick Farron Six Screens, it'll come up. That's where you watch it on YouTube. Or if you want to watch the convention on Facebook, go to Rick Farron Facebook page. All right, so that's interesting. Now, what we also have here is, let me show you what I got. Let me show you what I got here. I printed up some T-shirts. we call Boston the apostate capital of the world. Let's hang that up. So there you have it. That's on the back of the T-shirt. And on the front of the T-shirt, still alive in 2025 convention. You can see that. So we had a bunch of them. These are really good T-shirts, folks, too. They're really good quality. They're excellent. But, a lot of people have been asking me, Rick, I don't know what's going to happen if I go to the convention. I know they're filming a movie there, which they are. They're filming a movie. We're going to be live streaming the whole thing. We're going to make it very interactive, too. In fact, we're going to film even a good part of the intermission. Maybe we'll film everything. We want to bring the internet audience in as though they're there. We want to make it very interactive. So by all means, watch us on stream if you can't come to the convention. But we'd rather have you come. Boy, if you can come to the convention, that would be wonderful. Now, people say, well, Rick, what if my relatives? You're streaming, you got the movie that's going to be there. They're filming a full-length motion picture at the convention. And you're saying, well, what happens if, someone sees me? I'm a PMO. I don't want people to see me. Well, we have three options. Option number one is we have a room that's set aside, an area, I should say, at the convention where you can sit. And there'll be no filming. You don't have to worry about being filmed. No one's going to see you because you're in an area where there's going to be no filming. Then we also have another option. You can wear a mask. Now I have like these face masks right here, and some people might feel comfortable with that. It's not a full face mask, or maybe you'll feel more comfortable with a mask like this, right? I have a bunch of these. I mean, if you still say, well, gee, what if someone's going to notice me? I feel very uncomfortable. I want to be there in the convention because you got so many good speakers, Rick. Well, I'll tell you what I have. Go to the information desk and talk to Susan. That's my wife. Talk to her, Susan Farron, and she'll give you a mask. She's got a whole big box of them here. So maybe you want to, if I have a full head mask, because maybe you're saying, I don't want anyone to notice who I am. I don't want to be shunned. Well, here's Bill Clinton, for example. This is a Bill Clinton mask. There he is. Yes, sir. Yeah. So that's Bill Clinton. So, ask for the Clinton mask. Who do you think this is? I'm going to put this mask on. Maybe you want to wear this mask. Anyone want to take a guess who that is? Well, that's Bill Clinton's wife. That's Hillary Clinton. Yeah, so you might want to ask Hillary Clinton. And let's take a look over here. See if you know who this is. I got a bunch of them here. These are full masks because I know people are going to feel very skittish, many of them. Now, who is this here? I think you guys can guess who this is. Oh, who's that? Who do you think that is? Well, that's President Trump. So I got a whole lot of masks here. So that's just an option. Now you say, Rick, I want to be at the convention. No one's going to notice you with one of those masks on. I mean, nobody's going to see through it, right? So you can sit in a special area where there'll be no filming. You can wear one of our masks that we have here. Or I have this neon sign. It's not the one you see behind me, but I got a sign about that big, like the one behind me says still alive in 2025. I got a sign about that big that says live on air. Now that sign is going to be at right near the stage. So if you're sitting in the main auditorium and the movie crew is taking this movie, like I say, making a movie about the ex-Jehovah's Witness movement and about the Jehovah's Witnesses, and you don't want to be in the movie, and you see that light come on, that neon light says live on air. Well, friends, you got 2 minutes to get up, and we'll wait for you. We're not going to put you right to the time limit, but we'll let you walk out and say, okay, the filming's starting. So don't feel skittish. Don't feel afraid. No one's going to see you. We got all the protection arrangements set for you, so we'll make sure that you don't get seen. So also, I'll just talk briefly about the movie. I've been in contact every few days with this movie company coming out of Spain, and they're going to start their movie. Now, this is a documentary movie all about the evils in the Watchtower and how so many people are leaving right now. So many ex-Jehovah's Witnesses are leaving. PMOs, for example, and many of you folks are listening here tonight. But at the convention, they're going to film. They're going to film a good part of it, and they're going to. It's going to be like a little story being told. They're going to have 3 or 4 particular persons, ex-witnesses, and they're going to follow them through the convention, ask them questions. But they also asked me if anybody is interested in being in this movie, specifically if you're a person that has been abused sexually or otherwise in the organization, go up to the information desk at the convention and see my wife again, Susan Ferrin, and let her know that you want to participate in this movie. And you'll have a good chance of being in the movie if you want to be. So by all means, take advantage of that. And the movie crew, from what I understand, they're coming up here to Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Now, that's where I live. That's 24 miles north of Boston. So they're coming up here on Monday, and they're going to have, I believe it's a 10 or 12 man crew. They're coming with all their equipment. Imagine what that cost them, right? I mean, this movie is going to be costing them millions of dollars. I can see they're really putting a lot of work into this movie. It may be the best Jehovah's Witness, exposure movie ever. So they're going to start filming around. They wanted to film the town where the Hilton Hotel is, where we're having the convention. So they want to film that, and they want to let the people see how it looks where I live. And then they're going to film. We have a big 26-foot truck with big banners on the side of it. And they want to film that coming in as an opening, I guess, to the movie. Then they want to show us unloading it, because I have sound equipment and PA systems and big screen monitors and what have you. So they can really make the convention very, very exciting and very, very good. As a matter of fact, the sound system that I'm getting is going to be like similar to Dolby surround sound. The convention is going to have good audio. That's what we're really working on, and good video, because I want so many people to be able to really, who they want to be here. But friends, I realize is very expensive. It's very expensive to travel today. Airline tickets, the rooms. But I'll tell you what, they gave us a good deal at the room at the Hilton Hotel. Normally, if you just walked in off the street, they would charge you close to $250, and it goes up from there a night. But if you use the discount code Ferrin, that's my last name, the rooms are going for $155. And friends, in today's day and age, that is good. And you also get a breakfast. Now, I'm not talking about a cold Danish and a warm cup of coffee. I'm talking about a really good breakfast. It's a sit-down breakfast. It's a buffet, but you get the food. And if you walked in off the street and bought that breakfast, it costs you $17. So you get, if you have 2 people in the room, they're giving 2 free breakfasts out for anyone that's coming to the convention. So breakfast is going to be, with your room included. So that's not bad at all. So $155 is what you're going to pay. Plus, you're going to pay some tax. So plan on about $170 a night. If you plan on that, you should be pretty much covered. I just wanted to say that this is really, really exciting. And I'm going to show you a picture. Let me put a picture up right now. I've been in fact, I'm going to play a little video too. What I've been doing is around town here. I think the last couple of weeks, what I would do, because I've been really promoting like crazy for the last month on the social networks. I've been taking out some ads on Facebook, and it's really been good. I mean, really good. Getting a lot of response. I can't believe it. But these ads on Facebook, it targets your audience. So I had these ads I took out, and I targeted ex-Jehovah's Witnesses and even targeted Jehovah's Witnesses, active witnesses. It's remarkable how many people have been writing me and saying, Rick, give me more information about the convention. So I put these signs up beginning last week, and I got a bunch more that I've been putting around town here all this week. And I'm starting to get some people calling me. I had one person call me yesterday, and I know he was a Jehovah's Witness. He got really mad at me. He says, I see that sign. He was up in New Hampshire. I put them up in southern New Hampshire too, including Massachusetts. And a man called me on the phone. He says, I have my phone number on the sign. He says, I see that sign, he says, and I don't know if that's true or not. What are they hiding behind? So I told him this, they're hiding behind child sex abuse. They're hiding behind hurting people by shunning and people committing suicide. I had about a 2 or 3 minute conversation with him on the phone. And then he says to me, well, that's not true. I have 2 sisters that are Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're really nice women. They don't do things that are bad, and Jehovah's Witnesses is a good organization, and I think you're telling me a lie. So I was trying to be, gentle with the guy. I wasn't going to jump down his throat on the telephone, but I told him, I said, look why don't you do this? Why don't you just Google in Jehovah's Witness child molesters. I said, do it. I says, and believe what they say. You don't have to believe me. So we hopped and popped, and I hope he does it. But I've been getting people calling. And also, friends, I have to tell you that the Watchtower is aware of what we're doing. They are aware of the convention. Now you say, are you sure of that, Rick? I'm sure. I'm going to be quite positive about it, because I'll tell you what, I actually got a threat to some degree this week, a couple of them actually. And a man called me. They use, different telephone numbers, fictitious. Well, they're not real phone numbers. I mean, they can call on them, but you can't call them back. So I got a number of calls. I'd say probably 15 calls this week about the signs. And they're saying they see the signs all over the place. And there's this one English accent man. I know he's an operative with the Watchtower because I've heard him before. And he's like the ringleader of this. And they're using this man with this English accent to kind of be the ringleader and get all these people starting to attack me. So he tried to call me numerous times. In fact, even beginning last Saturday night, he started calling me on the program. That's why I had to shut it down. The phone was just ring, 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 ring from these so-called drunken Bethelites. So anyways, we do have security there, so don't you worry about that. He more or less suggested he's going to show up there. So, I mean, we have security there. He's going to be dressed up in plain clothes, so you won't even know who he is. But this guy is totally responsible and totally aware of how to handle people that might get out of line. This guy is a special forces person. He's been in special forces, United States military, and I've been in contact with him. He'll be there. Plus the local police, they're going to make the rounds coming in because they're aware of what we're doing could be controversial. But don't be afraid about coming. It's going to be well protected. Okay, so I want to show you a picture. I'm even going to play. I played a video. I went around town this week, and let me just get in here. And let me first of all show you this video. I got a little clip here. I want you to see. I went to right across the street from the Lowell, Massachusetts Kingdom Hall, and I played a little video clip. I hope I got it up here. Lead background. Okay, is this it? Why is it there? Okay. Let me see if I can find that clip. Let's see if it's this one here. I'm not sure. Well, let's see if this clip shows the one I want to see. Let's see. Let's try this one. Well, for some reason, that's background. Let's go to video clips here. Hold on 1 second. My video. Okay, I want you to see this clip. Here we go here. This is last week. I went out with a man that works for me, and we put some signs up around town. This one we're putting right up at the Kingdom Hall. Let me play it so you can hear it as well. Well, we're outside the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, right here in Lowell, Massachusetts. And what we're going to do, we're putting a sign up. We're putting a sign up to let the witnesses know how dangerous of an organization they're in. And we're putting a sign up about our convention. Our convention, of course, is coming up. We're going to put it up nice and high so the witnesses can't pull it down. But our sign, of course, is coming up. Our convention, I should say, is coming up on August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Still alive in 2025 convention. So we're looking forward to doing that. Our good friend here is putting the sign up right now. And we're putting it up with special screws. so they can't take it down, but this is right across from the Kingdom Hall, right here in Lowell, Massachusetts. So let's see what the sign says here in a second. Very good, Dave. Looks good. You can see what the sign says. I'll show it to you. So find out what Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding behind. And it talks about where the convention is going to be. I hope you can all make it. The convention up here in Lowell, Massachusetts. There's a telephone number. Give us a call. You're invited. It's free. August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 2025. Still alive in 2025. And we... All right, well, there you go. That's the video. That's the video of the sign we put up. On Reddit, you guys know what that is, right? The ex-witness Reddit site. It's a forum. You know how many views that got on there? It got 40,000 views. And I want to thank Susie Boston. I want to thank Susie Boston out there. She was the one that put that video up, and I really, really thank her for getting that out there. And all of you guys can help me too here if you really would like to help me. Get on Reddit, get on these forums online and say, hey, you're coming to the convention, and talk about the convention. And, let's really hype it up. Let's get a whole lot of things happening here. So that would really help me if you guys could get on Reddit, maybe on Facebook even, share the clips you see from my page. If you do that, that would really help me. That would really get the word out because, friends, this is going to be a history-making moment. There's no doubt in my mind. This is going to be the biggest event ever in the world of the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. We've been planning it for a year and a half. We have 40 speakers. 40 speakers are going to be coming and giving speeches, talks, and you don't want to miss them. We've got Barbara Anderson. She's going to be there in person. We've got Fritz Springmeier, the author of the Bloodlines of the Illuminati. He's going to be there with us as well. Gary Cox, motivational speaker. We've got a lot of things coming up, and you're going to really be so pleased if you can make it. So try to make it to the convention. Then I want to show you one other thing. I wanted to make a big sign. Now, this is going on the side of a truck that we're getting. I want you to see this sign because I really mean that, people, I love pictures. I love signs. I'm in the sign business. But see, people think in pictures, they remember in pictures, and they move to action in pictures. So we put a few signs around. Let me show you this one first. That's a little sidewalk sign. We put a bunch of those around the area. Find out what Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding behind. Then you saw the one we just put on the telephone pole. But take a look at this one. We got this is going on the side of the truck. We have another band that's going on the other side. We're making that now. But I'm going to put this up. Take a look at the size of that. That's 23 feet by 7 feet. That is one humongous banner. And that's going on a truck. We're putting that on a truck Monday, and we're going to drive around the Boston area with it and park it at Walmart and some of the malls up here. And, of course, that sign, find out what Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding behind, talks about the convention. My telephone number is on it. But see the woman there with the, she's saying, keep it silent. So that's going to it's been already getting attention. So we're going all out here. I really want to blast the area, and it's really good. I've been driving around. Now, Jehovah's Witnesses took a few of the signs down, but I put them back up again. So I've been driving around to keep that message out, but people are really seeing it, and I'm trying to really center in and put them near Kingdom Halls. So that's a good thing. So let me get out of here. All right. And, of course, the movie, that's the movie crew. They're going to be up there exposing. What an event. We've got the movie crew. We got people coming live. And, what's it going to be like to meet people of like mind? What's it going to be like to meet your real brothers and sisters? And they can share stories. And, the talks are going to be one thing. And I got thinking about this. I've been talking to Susan about it. I'm thinking, the talks are going to be great. And we got all these people going to give talks. But the most important thing in this whole convention is people being able to get together and hug one another, shake hands with one another, begin to tell their stories. And it's going to be marvelous. And I'll tell you what, we have to hit a home run here. We really have to make this happen. I'm sorry, someone say something? Go ahead. Did you want to say something, sister? All right. Grow, is that you? Did you want to say something, Grow?
Sorry, no, sorry, I forgot to mute myself. Sorry.
Okay, all right. See you on there. Yeah, I see a lot of people on the line right now. But anyways, I'm thinking, how am I going to judge if this convention is successful? I mean, maybe you guys got your own litmus test for this, but I'm thinking the way that I'm going to judge how if this convention really is successful, and I feel it will be, is if people really are in tears come Sunday and they don't want to leave. And I believe that's going to happen because I've witnessed that before. Remember that convention, not a convention, but a protest they had down in Washington, D.C. in front of the White House? Well, let me tell you something. When that was all over, there was 236 witnesses down there, and ex-witnesses, I should say, and they were all taking pictures and selfies and hugging and getting emails from everyone, and even some were in tears. They were in tears. So I'm thinking, this is going to be an excellent event, and we're going to see so many people. I'm going to just check some things out here. We're going to see so many people that are going to be in tears. When we got Kleenexes, we're bringing boxes of Kleenexes because people are going to need them. So I just want to give you a little rundown on what's going on here. I know I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I'm getting pumped up. I can't even sleep at night. Geez, I've been getting up in the morning and trying to put this all together, talking to speakers and getting this all organized. And so far, so good. It's working out really, really well. The hotel is very cooperative. And so far, hopefully we've been rehearsing. I got the sound equipment they're playing around with, so we don't have too many issues. Of course, when you're doing something live stream, there's going to be some. Even the major networks have problems with that. But just bear with us, and we'll all have a good time. Well, before we get into more news, I want to. We have on Saturday night at the convention. Next Saturday night, we have a segment called Apostates Got Talent. That's going to be about 9:00 next Saturday night. That'll be August 2nd. And we got a number of participants coming in that want to show their talent. We have a comedian who's a big-time comedian woman. Her name is Becky. I won't give her last name. I'll wait till she gets and she can tell you her last name. But her name is Becky, and she's a big-time comedian. She plays in big arrangements and events in London and throughout Europe. And she lives in Spain, evidently, but she's coming, and she's going to be a comedian. We have some singers, which is really good. And I have one singer, in fact, that I had a number of people. I put a post up on Facebook with Apostates Got Talent. And if anyone saw it and liked to participate, I got a bunch of people that wanted to be in the Apostates Got Talent. But I really like this man, Frank. Oh, this man, Frank Rada. And we're going to bring him on. We're going to talk to him. Now, Frank grew up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, but he'll tell us a story. And then I'm going to play his clip that he sent me so you get to see him in action. But let's bring Frank on right now. Hello, Frank.
How are you doing there, Rick? Nice to see you.
Good to see you too, Frank. I mean, you're coming all the way in from Australia, and thank you for coming on and being with us. Boy, I see you really I see you really get into music. You got the guitars in the background. My goodness.
Yeah, I'm in my studio at the moment, and I've been doing this for a long time. I, of course, wanted to be a musician from a very early age, but obviously it was always frowned upon. You didn't want to die, by getting into a rock and roll band in back in the day. But so I was in a band in my teenage years, but it was always too difficult, getting locked out of the house for going to play and that kind of thing. It got ridiculous, but hey, the tribulations of being a JW.
Well, they don't. I mean, we're talking earlier today, Frank, and something that really appreciated what you said is the Jehovah's Witnesses don't like entertainers. And I really never was an entertainer. But I wanted to go to broadcasting school. That was my desire.
Right.
Yeah, when I was in
Right.
high school and as a young witness, I always wanted to be a broadcaster. So I went to broadcasting school. I didn't finish because of, I'm not going to say totally because of them, but it was one of the reasons. But I went to broadcasting school for a good part of a year. And what it was is I couldn't talk about it in the Kingdom Hall. Don't talk about what you're doing. That nobody
Yeah.
liked. I wanted to be a disc jockey. That's what I wanted to be. And for some
Yeah,
odd reason,
it's always a struggle because it's very difficult to walk a line if you are always looking over your shoulder, or you're frightened that you're going to hurt someone, or you're going to offend someone, or at the very worst, Armageddon could come tomorrow and you're going to be dead. So it's very difficult to walk that line. It's yeah, you want to do it, but you've got something floating around in your brain that won't, make you develop it, so to speak. And there's always a struggle, but it's obviously the brainwashing thing.
oh yeah.
Um,
What happens too, Frank, is well, at the convention next week we have an 8-piece band. A number of them were Jehovah's Witnesses. They're former Jehovah's Witnesses now. And these
well,
guys were really good, like yourself. They're very, very talented, and they could have gone on, and not only just because I got the band, but I mean these guys were seriously good, and they put the kibosh to that. Their parents were very strict. They're all brothers, and their parents were
of course.
strict Jehovah's Witnesses, and they played at this big event that was held at a big dance. A parlor up here in Massachusetts, and there's 2,000 people there. And so they kind of snuck in there to do their thing, and they're playing in the
Wow.
band. And little did they know that their witness mother and father came up there. They got wind they were going to be there. Geez, they read
Wow.
them the riot act. It was terrible, terrible. Yeah,
Oh, there you go.
yeah.
There you go. Well, look, my parents, they were, even now they'll come and see me play occasionally. So I'm very lucky. They're not really, excluding me from their lives, but they're in their 80s. So that's understandable, I think. But yeah, so I got back into music in my late 30s, believe it or not, and I've been a songwriter and a vocalist and a guitar player from when I was very young. But obviously, things change. I eventually married in the organization, but that didn't last as usual. Get married too young, and but I remarried 30 years ago, believe it or not. That was a long time ago, and I started this band, the Memphis Sons, in 2004. So we're just a three-piece rockabilly band, and it's just fun to be able to write music and perform and release music worldwide. And if anybody wants to buy our album, they can do it for about the price of a coffee on bandcamp.com. That's a platform where you can spend $1 or a couple of dollars to buy a whole album, which is great. So if anybody wants to support us, that would be great.
Yeah,
But
what's
yeah,
the name of it? Go slow with that website. What's the name of it?
it's Bandcamp, BAND CAMP.com, bandcamp.com.
Good.
It's an international website where musicians can upload their albums, and punters can download them for a couple of dollars. So if anybody out there likes rockabilly, and it's my favorite music, I've always loved that early Sun Session sound. It's very raw. We have an upright bass player, and basically just a three-piece. I'm sure, Rick, you've heard of the Stray Cats. and
Oh,
a lot of
sure.
your listeners out there would have heard of the Stray Cats. We're that kind of thing. We're just a three-piece, Sun Session inspired songwriting outfit. And our inspirations are things like obviously early Elvis Presley, but Buddy Holly, Gene Vincent, uh, Johnny Burnett, all those guys from Memphis and that area. And so very raw sounding music. It's my favorite, but it's fun to be able to perform and fun to write. And of course, there are many ex-Jehovah's Witnesses that are very talented who really had their joy for what they wanted to do strangled, I would suggest, by the stupidity of their rules. In fact, I remember once I had a piano lid slammed down on my fingers when I was playing a couple of rock and roll songs at a JW party. This was 30 odd years ago, and I'll never forget it. I had this horrible guy who was an elder, of course, come down and slam the keyboards down. The piano lid on my fingers. That was funny, but yeah, that's typical of what the stupidity that would be carrying on in those places. So yeah, we're performing around the country. We've been asked to do the Viva Las Vegas show, which is a rockabilly show over in where is it? Oh, in Las Vegas, of course. But we just haven't been able to do the numbers, so we haven't been able to do that. But we play around Australia quite often, and it's I love it. It's good fun. It's great that my wife supports me. I'm very lucky. Although I've got to be honest with you, she's not really keen for the music we play. She's more into contemporary dance music, not what we play, which is sad. But hey, you know, not everybody can like every kind of music, right? You know, uh, it's just how it is. Hey, it's exciting what's coming up with that Spanish production movie that you're going to be involved with. That's exciting.
Oh yeah, the company is from Spain, Frank, and they contacted me. They started coming up with this idea for a convention, and they wanted to expose the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they also wanted to show the people that were leaving. And right now, there's a lot of religions that have people leaving. It's just not the Jehovah's Witnesses. So this
Oh yeah.
the movie company wanted to focus in. Well, why are so many people leaving the Jehovah's Witness religion right now, and their numbers are going down? And so they wanted to film that. So they got this convention. They heard about the convention that we're going to have, and they contacted us. And geez, they said, could we come up there and film it? So I said, by all means, because I think it'd be great to be able to expose the Jehovah's Witnesses with anyone who does that is a friend of mine, because these people have hurt
Yeah.
so many people, Frank. But so they're going to come. It's no rinky dink organization. It's
Oh
it's a
no. Yeah.
it's
I've
a
heard
good
that.
it's a
It'd
good
be
size
great
movie.
if I'm close by because I could write a song and we could perform it live out the front as well. And I could get a video of that. That'd be great.
Yeah.
With the Memphis Suns doing
Well, I'm
an original. Don't join this thing. It'll kill you,
well
or it'll kill your life. Put it that way.
they're going to be there, and I'm gonna put a good word in us because they're going to be filming a good part of the convention. So on our
Yeah.
Apostates talent night, I'm going to say, geez, I want to get Frank in here because really you've got a lot of
Yeah.
talent. So we'll see if we
Hey,
can't get.
one thing I was going to mention is, as a youngster, one thing I will say is some of those songs that they used to sing at the halls, some of them, not all of them, because some of them were really corny. Because I do love gospel music as well. Some of the songs were actually a joy to sing. And I mean, I was a child and I used to like singing the gospel music, but not just from the songbook. I'm talking about, you know, gospel music from the 20s and the 30s. So some of those songs were actually quite good. I can't remember any off the top of my head at the moment, but we used to have that purple songbook. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah.
The
Oh
purple
yeah.
bound book.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yeah. So I was a kid. I was a kid. And my parents, they were baptized in 1972, and I was only, I think I was 4, but I remember it really well. And boy, my life changed after that. No more Christmases. I remember Christmases and birthdays. They were fantastic. And then all of a sudden, nothing. That was sad. But yeah, so I grew up in the mad time of the, 75, where or everyone's going to die. It was nuts. And I remember it really clearly, like it scared the crap out of me as a child. But so much has changed. And and for your listeners, I left in 1991, 92, and everybody was telling me, oh, Frank, come back. And we're 30 years later or plus, and they've wasted their entire life in this thing. And here I am, enjoyed my life, uh, and I'm still here, and they've wasted their entire lives. And not only that, but they've messed up their family life as well, which is very, very critical for life in general. You can't have a messed up family. And look, none of us, and me included, everybody has problems, no matter what organization you belong to. But they make it a lot more difficult with relationships. I mean, your listeners and you would know how difficult it is to do anything, like even playing music. If you went out to wanted to play a show somewhere, even just for fun, you run the risk of getting yourself in trouble. And then the old thing about bringing reproach and shame on your parents and this and that, all the other crap that goes with it. So it makes it more difficult to have a very life is difficult enough without those extra burdens that they impose on you. And wow, I always say I dodged a bullet, 30 years ago, 30 years later, and I've enjoyed my life. And my siblings, regrettably, are still involved with the JWs, so which is sad, but hey, that's life, Rick.
Well, no, it's pretty fascinating. Did anyone ever tell you you look like Elvis a little bit?
Well, I have had that before, yes,
Oh
once or
yeah.
twice.
Well, it's
Yeah,
funny.
I think it's a compliment, but I would say that the genre that I love is influenced by that look. So, I mean, look, when you're gonna do something, you have to, go the whole hog, and I try and do that if I can. And thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh yeah, well I'll tell you what. No, you mentioned gospel. Of course, Elvis. He actually played gospel too when he started out, and
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, and he sang "Amazing Grace," and he liked some of those old hymns. And boy, I'll tell you, he really did good at them. In fact,
Oh, he did.
he started out in
Yeah,
gospel.
like oh yeah, some of those gospel tunes, like there's one that goes like this that I love. Goes, I got my guitar with me here. I don't know how it's going to come across there, but it goes like this. Did you want to hear it?
Sure, sure.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna walk oh that milky white way. Oh Lord, some of these days. Yes, I'm gonna walk that milky white way. Some of these days. Well, I'm gonna walk and telling my troubles about the world I just came from. I'm gonna walk oh that milky white way. Oh Lord, some of these days.
Oh, that's very good, Frank. We could hear you really well, and I
Oh, there
really.
you go.
Oh, you're the Elvis Presley of Australia. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Really. Hey,
Yeah, Midwest Australia.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know if you know the whole story of Elvis, but there was a brother. I lived in Florida for a while, and the brother's name was
Right.
Woody. His name was Woody Waddell, and there was an article about him in the Awake magazine. and he loved bluegrass music. You know, that's not the same as the Billy music like you play, but it's very similar. And he liked that bluegrass music. And Elvis, there was a talent show years ago down south, down in Mississippi, where Elvis was from. And so there was a talent show, and Woody was a witness, and he was like an MC. He shouldn't have probably been doing it at the time, but I think he became a witness afterwards. But long story short, but anyways, he introduced Elvis. Elvis was just getting started, and so Woody would tell. He always told a story to the folks, the brothers and sisters in the Kingdom Hall, that he kicked Elvis off the stage. Elvis got up there and started moving around and doing that little movement he makes, and that little sexy move he makes. And so Woody said,
all the girls like.
Oh yeah, the girls like that. So, anyways, Woody said, "No, you can't, Elvis. You can't do that on stage here." So he made him go off the stage. So he says he's the only one that ever threw Elvis off the stage. So I found that kind of amusing. Yeah. Hey, listen, you play good though. I'm gonna play a little clip here. All right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's play a clip. I'm gonna share the clip here. Give me a second here. It just takes a second to do this. I could do over here. We're gonna share the screen, and
this is one of my original tunes.
So the Memphis Sun. That's the name of your group, right? So
the Memphis Suns, SUNS.
Okay, let's play this right now. This is Frank singing with his group, and let's share it to our stage here right now. Let's get it nice and big so you can see it, and let's play the music.
Well, when I say I love you, what else do you need to know? 'Cause when I say I want you, you always got to go. Can't help this feeling, just can't help believing that there's someone new you're seeing. I'm an old-fashioned fool for love. Well, when I see the lovers in a black and white movie, I can't help but thinking I'm in the wrong century. Can't clear my mind, you tear my heart every minute we're apart. I'm an old-fashioned fool for love. My baby's gone, I'm not so strong, what went wrong? Please, my baby's gone, hope not for long, Lord, keep me strong. Well, when I put my arms around you, spinning every way, I want to see you daily, but you've got nothing to say. Please call me now, pick up the phone, what gets through a heart of stone? I'm an old-fashioned fool for love. My baby's gone, I'm not so strong, what went wrong? Please, my baby's gone, hope not for long, Lord, keep me strong. My baby's gone, I'm not so strong, what went wrong? Please, my baby's gone, hope not for long, Lord, keep me strong. Well, when I put my arms around you, spinning every way, I want to see you daily, but you've got nothing to say. Please call me now, pick up the phone, what gets through a heart of stone? I'm an old-fashioned fool for love. My baby's gone, I'm not so strong, what went wrong? Please, my baby's gone, hope not for long, Lord, keep me strong. I'm not so strong, what went wrong? Please, my baby's gone. Hope not for long, keep me strong. My baby's gone. I'm not so strong, what went wrong? Please, my baby's gone. Hope not for long, Lord, keep me strong.
Wow, I'll tell you, Frank, that was unbelievable. That's really, really good. The more I hear that song, it's very catchy. Very catchy.
Well, yeah, that was the title track from the first album. But we have 2 albums that we've released digitally, which is on you can download on Bandcamp for a small fee. I mean, whatever you want to pay, actually. So bandcamp.com. It's BANDCAMP.com. And yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, well, that was the title track, Oldfashioned Fool, from the first album, but we released another album not long ago. But yeah, thanks, much appreciated.
Well,
As an artist and a songwriter, you know, you want to know that people like what you put out, and incidentally, it's doing very well in Europe, and believe it or not, as well, we get airplay out of Nashville. There's a DJ there. His name is Jamming James Riley. He does a syndicated radio show out of Nashville, and also another DJ out of Lexington, Kentucky, who graciously is playing our music on a syndicated radio network as well. So we're getting airplay through the States and Europe, but as I said earlier, it's for us to do a tour of the USA at the moment anyway. It's just not feasible. But we'd love to come over, that's for sure. And if we did, we'd make it to New York and see you up there in Massachusetts
oh, that'd
or
be
Boston.
great. That would be great. You know, I
Yeah.
have to tell you, a lot of people writing in here. I'm looking on YouTube and Facebook. They all love you. Boy, I'm getting all these good comments. I don't know if you can see the comments
Yeah.
on screen, but we're getting a lot of
No,
good
I
comments.
can't.
No, a lot as well.
Well,
You'll
yeah,
see it.
thank you, everybody.
Well, one of the things,
Thank you, everybody.
well, I'll tell you, they all love you, Frank, and we'll be seeing you
Oh,
next.
very
We'll be
nice.
seeing you next virtually next Saturday night at the convention. So I will be in
Yeah,
touch. I'll make sure we get a link, and you'll be coming on
yeah,
somewhere around 9 to 9:30 next Saturday night, New York time. Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's early Sunday morning here in Australia.
Yeah.
So,
What time is it over
so
there now? It's in the morning,
right
right?
now, yeah, and here I think it's about 11 o'clock now, something like that. I've been in my studio for about the last hour and a half, just making sure that you know what it's like to make sure that everything's working, because
Right.
there's always lurgies hanging around, and they're not knocking on your door, that's for sure. I mean, in the system somewhere.
Well,
Thank you so much.
well,
Uh,
good man. I'll see you. I'll see you next Saturday night, and get on that
yeah,
bandcamp.com.
thank you so
Bandcamp.com.
much, everybody out there. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Lots of
All
love
righty.
to everybody.
See you next week. Thank you,
All right,
Frank. Yeah. Bye.
bye now.
Bye. Well, there you go. There you go. My goodness. What do you think of that? I mean, this apostate's got talent. Boy, I got more talent. I can't show it all to you tonight. But boy, next Saturday night at the convention, you're going to see it. There's a lot of witnesses that their whole career was derailed because, well, don't be an entertainer. But look at some of the entertainers that made it. Look at Prince. Look at Michael Jackson. All right, Larry Graham, Sly and the Family Stones. He's still a witness to this day. So how do they get away with it and do it? Well, I'm sure they give a lot of money to the Watchtower. It's very good. Well, anyways, we go to our news. Let me just grab this phone here. It's been ringing. Just 1 second. Oh, hold on 1 second. Just hey, gal, I'm doing my radio program right now. I'll call you tomorrow morning. Okay.
You called me over the weekend, so I just wanted to return your call.
Okay, I'll let you know. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that's just a person that's going to be coming to the convention next week, and he's got to talk. But anyways, this is Rick Farron here at the Six Screens in Boston. And that you just heard from Frank. He's over there in Australia, former Jehovah's Witness entertainer. Well, let's see what else we got in store. We'll get to we'll play our trivia game tonight too as well in a while. But I got a few things I wanted to talk to you about in the news tonight. The Jehovah's Witness organization, I don't have to tell you they're on life support. I don't have to tell you that they're really tanking, but they are. And I'm going to bring some news articles up here I want to share with you tonight and some of the things that actually are happening. Just one other thing, though. I wanted to just getting back to the convention. I just want to make one announcement about that. There's been a number of people who have written to me, and they say, Rick, can I get a roommate at the convention? That will save on expenses. Now, a few people have done that. So, yes, indeed, if you would like to come to the convention and you'd like to share a room, I have 3 people right now that are willing to share it, and you can, split the price on it. So, you can pay half, they can pay half, but it'll save you some money. So, and I'll give you the number of the person. I'm just not going to say, okay, you'll have Jimmy in your room and you'll have Cindy in your room. I'll give you their telephone numbers, and you can do the vetting. Okay. So if you do want to share a room, let me know. In fact, I know a couple of people have already said it, and I do have a couple. So Barbara, if you're listening, and even Thomas Hodgins, I believe you might be able to do something. So I'll be in touch with you guys in the next couple of days. The other thing I wanted to mention, now there's about 62, 63 rooms that are booked at the Hilton Hotel for the convention. Well, what you want to do, friends, if you're not going to make it, I know a lot of people have made a reservation, but if you're not going to make it, you'll have 48 hours to cancel ahead of time. So if you don't cancel ahead of time and you're not coming, they'll charge your credit card for that. So you want to be careful. So if you're not going to come to the convention and you've already booked a room, even though you haven't given them a deposit, they'll take that room money. So make sure that you call them ahead of time and let them know that I'm not coming. And that way you're not going to get your credit card billed, because that's how they do it. So I just want you to be aware of that. I wanted to bring that up tonight so nobody gets stuck, paying for a room they never used. So give that some thought. Okay. I came across something today that really got me thinking. And it has to do with the reason why all of us Jehovah's Witnesses, when I was one, I'm not one now, obviously, but you have to say to yourself, why is it we went door to door? Did you ever really think of that? What really is the whole thing behind going door to door? I thought about it, but I saw something on a post online that really hit home. And I got thinking about a good part of the day, and I says, something? There's a big reason why we were going door to door. I mean, we really weren't successful. I mean, the last I heard, it took 13,000 hours to get one person baptized into the Jehovah's Witness religion. So it really wasn't successful. Going and knocking on doors really was a waste of time. I mean, really, how many people did you bring in the so-called truth by knocking on doors? But then also I saw a post, it was either yesterday or today, I forget when, but I saw a post that got me thinking. And what they were saying is we'd go door to door, and of course we'd be rejected. Were you rejected going door to door? Of course you were. People would slam the door in your face, get out of here. I don't want to talk to the witnesses. I mean, some people were nice, not all were bad. But I mean, it was a feeling of rejection. And you really could get, if a person had thin skin, that would be too much. It'd be too much for them. They couldn't handle it. They did practically say, I was with some people door to door that, when people really got rude at the door, they would almost break out crying, some of these timid witnesses. But, they had real thin skin. And you had to have thick skin going door to door. That's a tough thing to do, knocking on doors all over the neighborhood and trying to convince people that you have the truth. Jeez, I mean, you talk about a hard sell. That was terrible. But anyways, the reason why this person was saying we went door to door, and I agree with this person, is that this feeling of rejection is very important in the Jehovah's Witness community. You know, all of us felt pretty much rejected as Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, then when we went to the meeting, we have all these people that supposedly loved us. So, you know, that rejection that we all felt in the world, that made the world look bad. And where did it really shine? When everyone loved us and love bombed us and hugged us, our brothers and sisters at the Kingdom Hall. So it made total sense to me, total sense that, you know, this is a craftily designed organization. They don't do anything on the wing. I mean, we know they're not successful going door to door. They perhaps have never been successful, really, when you think about it. A few people here or there. But that feeling of rejection, they keep you rejected. And where do you get pumped up? Where do you get to feel good again? At the meetings. So it kind of made sense to me. It kind of made sense to me. Did anyone out there, I'm just going to throw it on the table, did anybody out there ever really enjoy going out in service? Jeez, I mean, you know, I tolerated it. You know, I was in sales. I'm still in sales, really. So it didn't really bother me to talk to people. But I'll tell you what, it's a lot easier to sell anything, to sell cars, to sell homes, to sell signs. It's a lot easier to sell anything than try to convert someone to join your religion. And that's what we had to do. We had to knock on doors. We were uninvited guests. No one ever really invited us there unless we had a Bible study or return visit. But we were uninvited guests knocking on doors, and we never know who was going to open it. And boy, you want to talk about the feeling of rejection. There's probably people listening on this line right now that said, man, I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. So I just wanted to bring that up tonight because it is very timely, because they're really getting away with the door-to-door work, because a lot of people aren't doing it. They got the carts and they're finding other ways to get their service time in. And so I wanted to bring up too, I don't know if you saw it or not, but the governing body update, 2025 update number. Yes, Sir Maverick, yes.
So sorry to cut into before you carry on. There's a troll in the chat on the YouTube.
Oh, is it?
Just to let you know, he's making some really horrible comments just to be clever.
All right, let me get in there.
So
what it is? Yeah, sometimes I can't watch
Shabbat.
Shabbat. Okay.
This guy called Shabbat.
Let me find Shabbat.
We know he's a drunken Bethelite probably.
Yeah. Well, let's get rid of Shabbat right now. I'm gonna find him. We'll get rid of him. Okay, let's say bye to Shabbat. Okay, let's go ban and delete. Okay, Shabbat's gone. Thank you, Dallas. Thank you for anytime like that. Just break in, because they've been on our case. They're trying to really derail everything here. They don't want the convention. I know that. I've been getting threats. You know, they're gonna come up and whatever they're gonna do. I get threats all the time. It's a very controversial program I do, but it's these drunken Bethelites, it's these Watchtower operatives. They hate what we do here. And the reason, they hate the convention. I've been saying this for the last few weeks. They hate the convention. See, we're supposed to be, as ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, apostates, if you want to say that, we as apostates are supposed to be the most miserable people on the planet. We are supposed to be people that are returning to the vomit. We are agents of Satan, the devil. We are, disgusting things. Someone said standing in the holy place. We've also been called mentally diseased. We're the worst people on the earth. We're worse than murderers, pedophiles. There's nothing worse than an apostate. Nothing worse than an apostate. So they hate the idea that we're having a convention. They hate the idea that we're all going to have some fun. We're going to have a good night Saturday night playing music, like you just heard the rockabilly song. We're going to play some good music, and they hate that. We're not supposed to be having fun. But I'll tell you, I'm having fun. I hope you're having fun, and I'm looking forward to meeting all you guys. But the witnesses, they hate it. The Watchtower, especially when they say I was having fun. Thank you. Yeah, in fact, sometimes when I'm doing the news, I can't watch the comments, but thank you, Maverick, for bringing that to my attention. And anytime I see bad comments like that, I do delete them. So that guy's gone. Let me get back into the news here. All right. So the governing body, I was talking about that governing body update. And it's one of the newer ones. It's number 4. Now, in this update, what caught my attention is it's Brother Let. Oh, my goodness, Brother Let. He's looking better lately. I don't know what happened, whether they told him to, I don't know what they lost weight or something. He doesn't even look like Brother Let. Remember how Brother Let used to look? He looked like that Reverend Applewhite, the Heaven's Gate cult. But he doesn't look, he looks better. I don't know what they're doing with him. Maybe they gave him a facelift or something. I'm not sure. But anyways, in this new update with Brother Let, they're considering Bible principles that can help the witnesses to make wise decisions about the use of symbols and customs. Now, let's just focus on that for a second before I play you the clip. We know within the last month, Jehovah's Witnesses can now cling glasses, or if you prefer, they can toast. You can take at a wedding now, you can toast. You can take your glass and touch it to the groom's glass, touch it to the bride's glass. You couldn't do that before. That was a no-no in the Watchtower. Now, you could be, I don't know if you could be disfellowship for it, but you certainly could be brought into not a judicial committee hearing, but in the back room and say, Brother Farron, don't do that. We don't toast. And they would always consider a custom of the world. And of course, they'd make it sound like it was some type of a pagan practice. But this got me interested. You'll hear him, Brother Let, in this update. See, what they're trying to do, they have to kind of tell you before they tell you. And, I mentioned this a number of times on the program here. How the Watchtower deals is how cults deal. They tell you something really before they tell you. They kind of let it slip out a little bit. Then they kind of up the ante a little bit. And then they will tell you as they're telling you. Okay? If you can follow this. And then what happens is, and eventually they will tell you what they told you. This is how it's a form of mind control. So right now, the governing body, because of all of these changes they're making, now you can toast, you can wear, women can wear slacks, the men can wear beards, because of all of these changes and these so-called customs that they always were against. So now they're saying, Brother Let's saying that consider Bible principles. Well, I mean, didn't they consider Bible principles when they told people you couldn't do this? Now they're leaving it up to you to consider Bible principles. Well, let's go in. I want to play the clip, and you just listen to this. This is absolutely crazy. Let me make sure I got it the right spot here. Let's see. That might not be it. Hold on. Okay, I guess it is it. All right, let's start right here. We're going to play the clip. Let me just go back on my StreamYard. I got to hit some certain buttons here, so just give me a second to do this. I'm going to share the screen. So let's do that. Let's share the screen, and let's play the clip. Governing body update number 4. That's it. Listen to what Let's saying about Bible principles. Hold on one second.
Bible principles. If no Bible law is directly involved, then we use our Bible-trained conscience to make a good decision. For example, consider the use of symbols or customs that may have roots in false religion. In our vast organization that spans 240 lands, can you imagine how many different symbols and customs our brothers encounter? How can we make good decisions about the use of a certain symbol or custom? Well, here are 3 basic principles to consider. Number 1, would Jehovah be offended by this? At 2 Corinthians 6:17, Jehovah gives us clear direction. Therefore, get out from among them and separate yourselves, says Jehovah, and quit touching the unclean thing, and I will take you in. This principle emphasizes that Christians must stay far away from any symbol or custom related to false religion or spiritism. Number two, how would this affect others in the congregation? Romans 14, 19, and 21 remind us, so then, let us pursue the things making for peace.
We're going to stop right there. The first part of it was I really wanted to drive home. So what he's suggesting here, and this is what they've been doing right along now, for I mean, really for the last few years, that they're really trying to get to the point that they don't want to, they want to tell you what to do, but they want it seeming like you made your decision up on your own. In other words, could it be birthdays next year? Yes, it will be. They're going to be able to have birthdays. I can see that coming. They're probably going to celebrate holidays. I can see that coming as well. They're leaving it up to the individual Jehovah's Witnesses on their Bible-trained conscience to decide what they want to do. Now, in that video, we started going into some of these customs. Friends, there are some customs that you wouldn't want to participate in anyways. Some of these countries, like in Jamaica and some of these island countries, they do, voodoo. They do. They kill chickens on the sidewalk. And I forget what they call that custom, but there's all kinds of strange customs. I mean, anybody can see that's wrong. But the idea of a birthday, they got to lighten up on that. They got to get away from it and say, look, if you want to celebrate a birthday, go ahead. Use your own Bible-trained conscience. But how is it? Don't you think this is totally upsetting many Jehovah's Witnesses? How is it that for many years you couldn't do certain things? How is it you couldn't even say, let's make sure I can stop sharing this right now. Okay, let's do that. Okay, stop sharing.
Brother Farron?
Yeah. What is
This is Stephen.
Yes, Stephen.
Brother Farron, I would ask a huge favor, and that's you repeat the last thing that you just said, which is they don't want to tell you what to do. They're going to make it so that you do it yourself. Because if you really think about it, this is exactly, if you can just sort of envision whoever it is that really runs this organization. I mean, we know it's really Satan, but the men that run this organization, they have said, you have got to get out of the business of telling these people what to do, because they're turning right around and suing and saying, we did this. Think about the pedophiles. Why didn't you call the police? We didn't call the police because the governing body says, ring the branch. We rang the branch. They told us we don't have to say anything. So what Watchtower has been told to do is get out of the business of telling people what to do. But what they're doing, as you just so wisely pointed out, is they set the expectation. They'll keep having talks about certain things and pagan origins, or if you take the blood transfusions, all blood transfusions, you can clearly see in the Bible how Jehovah feels about it. They won't say, don't take it, but they'll keep talking about how they think that it's wrong or how the Bible looks upon it negatively. And without saying it, it will still influence the witnesses so that they still won't do it. But they can't then come back later and sue the society because the society said. So this is exactly, so if you could go back and repeat what you just said, because you said it a billion times better than I'd ever be able to say it. But you can tell, as an older person who's been around this organization, this is exactly what they're doing. They're doing an about face, and instead of talking about laws, black and white laws, now it's all about principles. And so for those of us that have been around any length of time, as we talked about throughout the two programs this afternoon, we see that Watchtower is doing a 180. Instead of commanding people on what to do and disfellowshipping them if they don't do it, now they're just going to put it into your head not to do it, but you make the final decision. That way they can't be sued. Thanks, Rick.
Well, thank you, Stephen. No, you're absolutely right. And I can see this all coming downstream. See what's happening right now. There's many nations, Finland, Norway, Belgium, France, Japan, Slovakia. I mean, I counted at least a dozen. There's more of them that are coming down right now on the Jehovah's Witness religion. I mean, the world is starting to wake up on how nasty these people are, how evil they are. So they got to really start making some changes, but they can't do it abruptly. So they're doing this, they're telling you before they tell you. But what I get from this update here on the jw.org with Let is he's kind of soft pedaling it. He's saying that, it would be wise to look at some of these customs, but others you want to kind of use your own Bible-trained conscience. And, if it's not anything that's totally out of line, then, well, go ahead, just use it. And that's going to open up a whole new box. Now they're going to keep doing this, and eventually they got to get rid of that blood policy. How, in goodness' name's sake, can they do it? That's the problem. How can you just drop the blood policy in like a dropping brick? You can't do it because you're going to be sued. They realize that, but they got to get away from that. That's stupid. That's not even biblical. But this is a practice, Jehovah's Witnesses, a doctrine they have tied in with the Bible, which does have no basis at all. And they're trying to get away from that policy, that doctrine, because it's strangling them. This is the death nail. All of these stupid policies the Watchtowers had through the years is now coming back and haunting them. So now, everything. So if they can soft pedal this for now, but keep pushing this idea that, it's up to you, then eventually 10 years from now, you'll be taking blood transfusions. They'll be doing everything the world does. This is how they do it. Boy, I'll tell you, it's so... It is when you stop and think about it, friends. How can anyone be part of this organization? Who'd like to speak up?
Hey,
Rick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Rick.
Let's go with the lady. Yep, go ahead.
Which one?
You. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I think what they're doing is rebranding. They're rebranding the whole Jehovah's Witness concept, similar to what the Worldwide Church of God did a few years ago. They rebranded their entire religion. Of course, it caused splinter groups to happen. So I think this is what they're doing. They're rebranding. They're moving away from the doctrines that caused a lot of problems for them, legally, being sued and all of that. They're moving away from that. And just as what you said and what Stefan said, they are doing it in such a way that the onus is on you. It's not going to be on them anymore. So you can't sue them. It's on you now. It's conscience.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Well, that's exactly what's going on. Isn't it interesting? We all become like detectives. We all become like CIA agents. We can pick up on stuff like it's intelligence that we're picking up on and saying, hey, there's something to this. Go ahead. You're on with us. Who's that?
Yeah, it's Dan.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah,
Dan. Dan. Good. Hi, Dan.
Yeah, our brains are actually working now.
Yeah.
We were told not to think, just ask questions and obey. But now we think, and boy, we just want to cut through the chase. Excuse me. But what I was thinking, Rick, about the blood is that they could get away with conscious matter, like the brother said a little earlier there, and like you said. They're saying it's on you guys. You know what the Bible says. So why wouldn't they do that with blood? Why wouldn't they say, look, brothers, we're being sued. They're attacking our organization. They're trying to sue us for everything. We're going to make this, this Bible, this blood doctrine. You guys know what it said, but make it a conscious matter. And another thing Let said, I think it was a week ago on your show when I was listening, but he said something like, how did he say it? He said something along the lines of what was pagan back then has no relevance today, like our calendar, like the days of the week. Those were all sort of pagan, So I thought that was interesting. Could you say that about Christmas? If you didn't get so involved in the tree and you didn't get so involved into this or Thanksgiving, what was pagan back then obviously isn't pagan today. If I was to talk to Angela's mom about Christmas, she would say Santa means blood, the jewels on his clothes mean the killing of babies and all this stuff. But you could say that's absolutely not relevant, and to do it in moderation. Doesn't it seem like that's the way they're going?
Oh, yeah, no, definitely, Dan. That's exactly where they're going. Yes.
Yeah, and like you said, it just makes you sick because you you just feel like it's a slimy serpent just trying to slime their way out of, the trouble that they're in, and they're not integral at all. And like I said before, the whole Jesus movement they got going is a real freak show right now. It's almost like a mannequin they're dragging around and they don't know what to do with. When I stand back and watch it, I'm like, what are they doing with Jesus? You know what I mean? It really is. I picture like this mannequin. Let's drag him. Let's prop him up and let's do this and let's figure out what we want to do with him so that we can control the people, so that we can, change everything up a bit. But everything's so unintegral. Everything is so just manipulated so they can control people. And I feel it too, like the guy said before, and you said, Rick, they're putting it on the people. There's nobody to blame after a while. Pretty soon, the organization, as we're even seeing right now, is unrecognizable. And it's so weird, Rick, because my uncle, I've been talking to him, and he doesn't hear a word I say. He's 80-some years old, but we talk, and he acts like I've been in the family my whole life. I haven't talked to him in, 30-some years, 40-some years, and he, other than funerals. But he acts like now it's just like we're friends. And I said to Neil, I said, hey, do you think it was wrong, Jehovah telling you to judge me, to shun me for 45 years? Do you think it would have been better if we would have maybe talked like we're doing now and trying to iron some things out? Do you think it was the right thing for Jehovah to do? But it wasn't Jehovah, it was the organization. But Rick, you know what the big prophecy is right now in the organization?
What is it?
It's the climate clock. And he keeps bringing it up. Dan, I want you to look at the climate clock. The world can't go past, I think it's 3 to 5 years. He keeps telling me, look at climate clock, look at climate clock. And so what the scripture is to that is in Revelation, that it says Jehovah's going to put to ruin those ruining the earth. And so now it's the climate clock. And I told him I don't live for the end anymore, Neil. I don't care about the end. I don't care when the end comes. I don't care. I don't need that to serve God. But he's big time because he's 80, so it's got to happen before he dies. Most of us 75, 85, 90, 95, 2000, we're all like, it's got to happen in my time. So he's real big on the climate clock. And my next question I want to ask him, what are you going to do, Neil, if it doesn't come and you're laying in bed dying? He's got some sugar, diabetes, and some problems with his foot. But I'm like, what are you going to do when you're laying there like your father, who was an elder all those years? And he looked up at him and he said, we've been deceived. And he looked back at his father and he said, you're having a breakdown. And his father said, no, we're being deceived. He was an elder his whole life. Since the 40s, way back then. And then his son took over. And I want to say the same thing. What are you going to say when the climate clock goes past the date that you says in the end, and Jehovah doesn't put to ruin those ruining the earth, because of climate? He said, no one's going to be able to breathe. The heat's going to be so hot. So I don't know, Rick. I'm not seeing it in the writings, but this is definitely something that he brings up every time. Have you seen it in the magazines or anything, the climate clock?
I have, yeah. I have seen it. It really wasn't like a study article or anything, but it was in one of their publications. But, sometimes what happens is congregations, you get an elder or maybe even a sis that'll start speaking about that, and then it gets embedded in people's minds. And the whole congregation now is on climate clock watch, Jeez.
I forgot how that happened, Rick. I was telling Angela, there's different congregations that get like a rumor started, like Neil, talking about the climate clock. So it might be only his congregation all sharing this about the climate. Yeah, it's in there, but some congregations get way off track because I've never really heard it. I've been listening to the updates and different things, but I haven't heard the climate clock really saying that it's only a few years left, or what is it, 3 to 5 or something? It's really fast that the gases are going to take over and there's not going to be one person left. And he said the promise in the scriptures is Jehovah's going to put to ruin those before they ruin the earth, which is us. So he thinks it's just like we all did, just a couple years away or any moment. And isn't it sad, Rick, that you got to serve God like that? Isn't it sad that that's the only reason you serve God, because you don't want to die in Armageddon?
Well, I like what you said at the outset with your uncle. And you said, I don't really care about, I don't want to, I'm not looking to the end of the system. And I like that. I mean, do we have to go through life constantly worrying about the system ending? Geez, I mean, how morbid can that be when you stop and think about it? That's not a positive outlook. It's really not.
No. And Rick, how good do we do? How good do we do? Like, you remember when Hitler was in charge? When he went down the street, if somebody didn't shoot him, he'd pull out his pistol and shoot him between the eyes, right then and there. That's the kind of God they're saying Jehovah is. That if we don't do this, it was always you're going to die. My brother died saying those words, Jehovah's going to kill you, Dan. Jehovah's going to kill you. My mother died saying Jehovah's going to kill her. My dad died not saying nothing, but he thought he was dead because he didn't raise us in the mental regulating of Jehovah. So everyone is under a death threat. I thought we loved God, Jehovah, whoever, because he first loved us, not because we have a gun to our head. And where's the free will? And we turn to God because we know his laws are right, because we felt the sting of falsehood. We felt the sting of sin's work in our life. And we said, you know what? God's ways are right and true, and I'm going to turn to truth, and I'm going to turn to righteousness because it's the right thing to do, not because we get things, not because God promises or whatever. We don't need the promise. We don't need a gun to our head. Life teaches us that if we break principles and laws, spiritual laws in the Bible, that we suffer. Jesus said, turn around, just turn around. I didn't even come to judge, turn around. And you won't have the effect of sin. Sin won't continue to consume you. And so is that repent? That's what it means, turn around. So this whole thing, gun to your head, Jehovah's going to kill you. I mean, I've heard so many podcasts on there on jw.org where they've threatened them. Jehovah knows what you're doing. Jehovah knows how much money you have. Don't think because you're poor, you're going to give money. My God, it's just terrible. So anyway, just wanted to share that. It's just something to watch. It's really something to watch. I feel like it was something else a long time ago. Maybe it was better. When we were in, we did use our Bibles. We did go to the door. We did really preach. We really did believe what we said. We didn't have a cart in front of us and point to their imagery, jw.org. We actually opened our Bibles and we talked and we shared and we believed this and that about the Trinity, and we believe that about this. And, we shared our faith from our heart, and we brought people in and we studied with them, and we had real studies. It wasn't this, I don't know what it is they got propped up right now. I mean, it's just really gone down. Something shifted inside of it. I don't know what it is. I think it's probably survival, Rick. It's probably survival. But man, I was thinking back the other day of how many people that used to go to those assemblies, man. We were in the Houston Astrodome, 30, 50,000, and it wasn't even all the congregations. And in every state, they had the stadiums filled. And like you said on your last show, now there's 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. There's nobody there. And so, Rick, another thing too, when I go online, I am so blown away. I'm on TikTok a lot now. And when I go on there, I cannot believe all the Jehovah's Witnesses that are just coming out. It's hundreds of them. And some of them are just out and trying to get on their feet. And some of them are just got out and they're like, oh my God, I'm disillusioned. But Rick, there are so many people coming out of there. I don't really truly know what's left of it. I don't even know if there's really anything left of it. They brag about the conventions. They brag about these things. But the truth is, Rick, they're pouring out of there. They're done. They're done with it. I just think the people it's gotten smarter. We got AI. We got a lot of stuff out here. There's a lot of information. People can't just close their eyes anymore. The truth is here if you want it, and the truth will set you free. But, in order to get truth, sometimes we have to allow ourselves to be crucified by our family, disowned. Jesus says, I was crucified, you'll be crucified also. So we do go through a crucifixion. We go through abandonment. We go through suffering when we choose truth over falsehood. And when we found out it wasn't true, we left. I said, I'd rather be crucified. I'd rather leave my father and mother and follow because I don't want to live a lie. And so I give everybody on this show credit who's had the courage to walk away, to live in truth, to say, I choose truth over falsehood, despite what's happened to me, despite that my family won't talk to me, despite that I've lost everything. If we want truth, truth is waiting for us. And it's so right there in everybody's face right now. All you got to do is say, I'm going for it. And you'll find God still there. You'll find support still there. You'll find love outside there that they told you is not there, love in people. You'll find God. Anyway, I've been rambling on, Rick. Jeez.
Well, no, I'm glad to hear you, Dan. But, it's so frustrating. I've been putting signs up. I was telling the audience earlier tonight, I've been putting signs up on telephone poles all over this area. And, saying, find out what Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding behind. So, geez, I've been getting people, they see them, driving by in the car, and I try to put them like they're a stop sign so people can read them. So I had a man call me the other day, and he said, geez, says, I see this sign. He was up in New Hampshire, and he saw the sign up there because I got him in Massachusetts and in New Hampshire. So he saw the sign, so he calls me up on the phone because I have my telephone number on the sign to give me a call. So he calls me up. He said, geez, says, I see you got a sign up here that says, find out what Jehovah's Witnesses are hiding behind. So he says, do you think they're hiding behind something? I says, oh, sir, I says, they're hiding behind more than you would think. He says, like what? I says, well, I says, they're covering up child molesters. They don't want the world to know that they're coddling them. They're not reporting them. Oh, I don't know about that. I says, also, I says, they just fellowship people. They shun people. And then people who lose all their relatives and friends, they go out and commit suicide. They're killing people. So he says, well, I don't know about that, he says. I says, well, he says, I think you're lying. He said, I really think you're a liar. I said, you think so? So I said, why don't you just Google it in? I mean, you don't have to believe me. Just Google it in. Jehovah's Witnesses, sexual molesters, and see what happens. And then
Hey, Rick.
yeah.
No, they rather continue to stick their heads in the sand. Okay.
Well, that's exactly right. That is I think that's one of the most frustrating things when you try to. I know Dan has tried it. We all listen. Everyone listening to this program has tried to enter the atmosphere of a witness. It's impossible, and it reminds me. Go ahead.
What I come to the conclusion is that it's very similar to alcoholism. They call it denial, and you're denying reality. And what's sad about it is you're only hurting you. Like if you tell a guy, hey, you might want to look at your drinking, and he tells you where to go, it ain't hurting me, but I'm just, you're pointing out something that could maybe, like, do you know, like you just say, my Uncle Dale, do you realize that you're following false prophets, that they made false prophecies? There's nothing there. He shoves it down, pushes it in the back of his head, and don't respond. And he comes back, but let me read you another scripture. And they can't argue with that. They can't. Their mind is something is blocked off, and that's really sad to me. I got to tell you, when I talk to somebody and he can't see, I realize now what it says when they said that they'd have eyes that wouldn't see and ears that wouldn't hear. And man, I see it with Jehovah's Witnesses. There's no reasoning with them at all. Go ahead.
May I interrupt?
Yeah.
You know what? I think what we really need to do, I bet there's some kind of subliminal messages being put through all of their information when they go to their meetings at the Kingdom Hall. I would be honestly thinking that somehow they're being hypnotized through this cult discourse, whatever it be, on the JW network, listening to these idiots like Mr. Let, the gift that keeps on giving, man. He's the best thing the JWs have, because any person with some common sense, just very basic common sense, could take one look at stupid Let and know that this guy is a loony bin kook.
Yeah, you're right. You're exactly right. You are right about it. And I have to agree with you that there is some kind of mind control in his voice. And here's what I heard the other day, guys. Somebody said he doesn't talk like that regularly. We were told by my uncle that he had a person that couldn't hear, so he's used to talking with his mouth, and so they could read his lips. And I forget who it was. It was his parents. So I was watching a broadcast the other day, and the guy, he didn't really say he knew him, but he knew that in another environment, other than being in front of the camera, he doesn't talk like that. Isn't that amazing? I think you're right. There's something about this monotone. I have to agree. There's something about the monotone way that they talk to him. One thing, way they talk to him, and you don't have to agree, is they talk to him like they're children. Do you know Jehovah says they talk to them like they're 5 years old? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, okay? This is Dean, by the way, Rick. Dean Murphy.
I got you, yeah.
Nice meeting you. Anyway, my stepfather, okay? He is the grand poobah of elders in Hawaii. Now, the normal Jehovah Witness, they are not educated, as we all know.
Right.
Okay, so they capitalize, or put it this way, they know all of their members. They have to be taught in a very, very elementary type school way. So it's almost like an expected thing in this cult. But I always used to find myself, I had to endure. To me, it was torture. But whenever I went back home to Hawaii, my stepfather would talk to me about this stupid cult that I've been so saturated with my whole life. And he would talk down to me. Now, I'm a very highly educated person, but he would talk down to me like I didn't know shit about the Bible. And it just really made me so irate. It was torture. And he never stopped doing it till one day I said, you know what? I'm pretty tired of you. Every time I get in front of you, you try to preach this nonsense to me, and you talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old child. Those were the exact words out of my mouth, my brother. So you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, Dean, think about this. I don't mean, we're probably talking, I'm sorry, Rick. The whole organization is set up, I think, to, and I'm not just saying this to put them down, a third grade level of education.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You read a simple paragraph that's just 50 words, and then you repeat back the lines that they tip. I'm surprised they don't underline it for you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that elementary. And then they say, that was a fine comment, Brother Clark. Thank you for reading that right from the paragraph. That was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You know, so I really have to think the whole thing is set up, like you said, for elementary. And I think your father maybe don't know how to talk to you.
No, he's not. He's not my father. He's my stepfather.
Oh, gotcha.
My stepfather.
Yeah. Well, that's a good observation, Dean. I think you got a good observation going on. That's really good.
Brother, I'm only piggybacking off the great things that you're saying, okay? So I want to commend you, and I want to thank you for being on Rick's program and really telling it how it is.
Well, it's every voice, my brother, every voice. Your voice means just as much as mine, Rick's. We're all one voice, honestly. We're all one voice, saying it a little different, saying it a little harsher, saying it a little whatever.
Yeah,
we're all fighting the same cult, the same mind control.
Exactly.
Thank you for sharing tonight. Thank you for coming on. It was really good. I never heard you before, Dean. It's nice meeting you.
Oh, really?
I'm kind of on and off. I probably have heard you, but we've been real busy. We're selling our house, so I haven't kind of shut down YouTube and everything for a little while till we get moved out of here.
Well, I've been the same way, brother. I've been the same way, brother. I got too much crap going on right now. And Rick knows this. My dear aunt, as a matter of fact, that pretty much raised me, she died the other day before yesterday. She was a devout Jehovah Witness. But you know what? I love my aunt, and I will love her, and I pray to God. I know I will see her again in heaven. But she was a marvelous lady, despite the fact that she was in the cult, because her heart was in the right place. She always operated with her heart in the right place.
There you go. That's in any religion. You can find good people. It's all about the heart. If you love Jesus said you'll know them by their fruit. He didn't say you're wearing a badge and you're saying I'm this and that and carrying around Bibles.
Amen, my brother. Now, are you going to be at the convention? Because I cannot wait to shake your hand and greet you.
Well, I'm not thinking so at this point. We just closed on our house where we just got a contract on our house and we got inspections. We have our tickets. We got our airline tickets and the whole thing.
Okay.
And so,
well, you guys are going to tune in though, at least, and
definitely, absolutely.
And God willing, you will see my face somehow. God willing.
Yes. Look forward to it, Dean. I look forward to it. You're a good man.
If I don't get hit by a bus or something, because the devil has been working overtime trying to trip me up on my mission. My mission is like Rick's. I will purge this cult out of existence. That is my mission. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking?
We know exactly how you feel.
So the devil and his demons, man, they're working overtime trying to trip me up. So God willing, like I said, if I don't get hit by a bus, then I will be there.
All right, man. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you give a talk.
Well, it's all up to Rick.
Well, no, you are giving a talk, Dean. You are giving a talk, yes.
Okay.
Can't wait. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Dean.
Hey, have a good night, my brethren.
You too. Thank you, brother.
Well, there you go. I mean, I'll tell you what, I like, see what we have to do, friends. I try to find a soft spot at times for the witnesses. I can't find one. I don't have a soft spot from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet for this organization. And like Dean and like Dan, this organization really deserves to be exposed. That these guys are getting away with murder. And I'll tell you what, I've been getting people calling me up here like every night. I've been up till late at night, early in the morning. I'm up at 4 putting this whole thing together. But I had a man call me the other night. He's coming to the convention and he wants to talk about a murder in the Watchtower. He says, Rick, these guys will actually go to the point of murdering you. And, I've heard that before. I've never had, I never had I never had one of these things really become totally, clear or totally for fact.
You know what though, Rick? I'm thinking that person maybe has it confused with Scientology because it's actually come out with, what's her name, Rita Remini?
Yeah.
Because she was in that cult of Scientology as well.
That's right.
And they actually have done some murders through the Scientology cult. So maybe he's got that mixed up. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Oh, no. This was a witness up in New York. And he's coming to the convention. He called me the other day. He says, Rick, I'm coming down there, man. Come heaven or high water. I'm going to be there. So you'll hear from him. You're going to meet a lot of people there, Dean. A lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's all good. It's all looking good.
Hey, Rick?
Yes.
Rick?
Yes.
Yeah, in answer to that, you don't make $7 billion. You don't make $7 billion by playing by the law and following the law and staying in the black. There's no way. I guarantee you, Watchtower would let nothing stand in the way of protecting their assets. And you understand exactly what I mean when I say that.
Oh, I do.
Like you used to tell us about the gentleman from Bethel. I think it was Johnny, and then all of a sudden he disappeared. We don't know what happened to that guy. And I'm old enough to know that I wouldn't put anything past anybody. So, yeah, I could definitely see Watchtower. There's organizations out there like the one, these are security teams like the one that Scientology uses when they need problems resolved. What makes us think that Watchtower wouldn't do that as well? You'd be foolish to think that they would not.
Oh, yeah, they want to come across as very pristine and, godly like. They're not. In fact, I'll tell you what, I used to say, well, they're somewhat like the mafia. And I don't mean to disrespect the mafia here, but I mean, I think the Watchtower is even worse. These guys do it in the name of God, Well, my goodness. Well, let's see what else we got going on here tonight. Let's see what's going on behind the curtains of the Watchtower. This is something too that I'm getting a lot of email in here at 6 Screens. People are sending me stuff all the time. And a lot of people, of course, they're PMOs, physically in, mentally out, but they go to the meeting in a perfunctory way. They just want to make sure that they don't get shunned or whatever. And so, anyways, I'm getting a lot of people writing to me and saying, geez, Rick, you know, I got relatives that are strict witnesses, and they know the organization is even evil, or the organization's doing things that aren't right. So I'm wondering why would people stay in something that is totally wrong? It's just kind of a mystery to me. But a lot of the witnesses, like this one man wrote me, and he says his grandmother is in the organization, even though she thinks it's evil. Well, they're finding out about the child molesters. They're finding out about people dying because of refusing blood. They're finding out about people killing themselves because of being shunned. So even the witnesses are realizing that it's pretty much of an evil organization, but yet they still stay with it. And one of the things they come back with, and what they say is, well, you know, no organization's perfect. Not everybody's not perfect. I mean, how can you? That's one of the things they say. Can you believe that?
Yeah, but you know what, Rick? At the same time, they love to deflect and point out the Catholic Church. They love to deflect and point out other organizations when they can't see the forest through the trees and examine their own cultist organization. That's the problem.
Oh, Dean, that's an excellent. Yep, that's an excellent way to explain it. And you know, my comeback on that is, well, you know, there's other organizations too that are bad, but you know, I'll tell you, the Watchtower claims to be the only true organization, the only organization on the planet that Jehovah God works through. Jehovah God picked them. That Jehovah God picked them because they have the truth, but yet. Look at the evil that exists. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable, Dean.
Yeah, they have the truth, all right, Rick. The truth that leads to family abuse and destruction. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to be a part of that.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. You know, in fact, I'll tell you, see it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Does someone else want to say something?
They have to know, yeah. They have the truth, the road to destruction of your family.
Yeah. Yeah, we better believe that. But you know what it is? I sit here every Saturday night, and you know, even sometimes when I go to bed at night, I wake up in the middle of the night and I say, "What the heck? What is keeping? What really is the calling card? What is the benefit of being one of Jehovah's Witnesses?" You know, when we all purchase something today, if you walk through the supermarket and you see a nice piece of steak, or you see maybe you see a nice whatever it would be, you say, geez, you know, I'm going to benefit. I'm going to enjoy that. Or you go out and you say, I'm going to buy a new car. I'm going to enjoy this new Chevrolet. When you purchase something, you have to benefit from it somehow, some way. It's going to bring some goodness into your life. But geez, by becoming a Jehovah's Witness, what goodness comes into a person's life? They become a slave. It's nuts. Yes.
Yeah, the main benefit of being a witness, or even a lot of these religions, is you don't have to do anything. It's like my buddy used to say. He was kind of a spiritual guy, but he says, easiest job in the world, I believe. No responsibility, join the church, or whatever. But there's no real responsibility in there. There's no thinking in there. There's no real weight on you. All you're doing is, it's kind of like Angela's mother was the same thing. As long as she had her Sabbaths, you know, okay, I'm doing the Sabbath, I'm doing the holy days. Okay, I stop work on Friday, Saturday. I'm okay. And so I think the witnesses don't have a lot of pressure on them because they're just waiting for Jehovah to fix everything. They've got a little camaraderie with the people, and they basically have no pressure. They have this false idea that the end's going to happen any day, and they're going to be free from all this mess. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know. It's very interesting to watch, but you know what saddens me the most is watching people live half-lived lives, watching people that can't think or reason. You know, part of the reason I got back into activism, I actually got out of activism. I was in it in 2004 real heavy. And then I did it for a while, and then I got out of it because I needed to reprogram myself. after I deprogrammed. I needed to reprogram myself. Well, 10 years later, I saw my brother, my oldest brother, and he was so mentally ill, and my mother was mentally ill, and my dad became mentally ill, and my brother became mentally ill. Well, my oldest brother was getting mentally ill, and I went and saw him back east, and he wouldn't even look at me. It took him 2 hours to get to the restaurant. I kept calling him, "Hey, are you going to come see me?" When he came to see me, he couldn't look me in the eye, and I kept looking at him, going, "Doug, look at me, Doug, I'm your brother. Doug, look at me." The mental illness was so thick, he was so messed up, he was so programmed that I'm an apostate, I'm a bad person, I'm of the devil. He couldn't even look at me. And that's when I got back into activism. I was like, you know what, Watchtower, you killed my mother, you killed my father, you killed my brother. My other brother was out, but he wasn't out. You know, you've taken my whole family. And I said to myself, I've got to do something. I've got to do something. I've got to go back. How can I turn my back? What's that saying you say, Rick? That if you know something's wrong and don't do something about it. What's that saying? I like that saying.
Well, it's about the evil. Let's see. I forget how it goes now, and I forget exactly how it goes. Dan, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
But you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
But I thought, how can I not do anything? My mother died saying Jehovah's going to kill me, scared to death. They implanted her.
I know what it means. I know the saying.
Go ahead.
All it takes for evil to flourish is for good men to sit there and do nothing.
That's right. That's exactly right. Thank you, Dean. Yeah, so that would hit me, and I thought, how can I do nothing? How can I not expose these guys? Now, honest to God, you guys will not believe this, but I thought at some point Watchtower would repent. I thought when 75 passed, the generation prophecy, the overlapping, I thought they would repent. I thought enough of it was in the light. They don't have a consciousness. They don't have consciousness. They've lost it. There's nobody home, no conscious. There's nobody home. But you know, when I saw my mother, there was nobody home. When I saw my dad, he was just fear, doubt, and worry. My dad got so bad, Rick, guys, Dean, he couldn't even get off the floor. He was sitting on the floor in the living room. He reached everything with his cane and pulled his pills out from under the couch, shook out his fleas out of his jacket, and said he weighed 400 pounds. He smelled. He goes, "We're going to the meeting, boys. Get ready." You know.
Oh, God.
And my mom was a wreck. She was gone, and she died. She died saying Joe's going to. My dad died from pure shame and guilt and fear. Implants, Bible-based implants, Bible-based. Jehovah, genocide. Jehovah is going to genocide you if you don't do that. My whole family died, and how could I not? How could I not ever say anything again? I got out. I got my brains back. I got my thinker going again. It took 10 years to get my thinker going. I started doing work. I started a business. I started doing all these wonderful things. And I thought, oh, my God. And God did give me back with the Loaves of Eden, because I did turn to God, and God gave me back the Loaves of Eden. And my life is nothing like it is now. Yep.
Amen. Praise God. I am so thankful to hear that.
Yeah. I said, God help me. God help me. I need help.
There you
and
go.
I had angels, people. My life, everyone's like, wow, you have a wonderful life. And I say, yeah, I was totally brainwashed, totally going down the tubes like my family, moving into mental illness. I went to the doctors one time, and he says, man, I can't straighten out your legs. What's wrong with you? You know, I was getting, like an MS kind of thing. That was coming from Watchtower. I'm not saying everybody who has MS is in Watchtower. I'm saying lots of mental illness in there. They used to call them the Prozac sisters and, all these names and stuff, because the burdens were on these mothers, and the husbands played elder and never came home at night. And, so anyway, I've been gabbing quite a bit, but I just want to say, guys, I had to go back and start some kind of activism, because I saw Watchtower wasn't going to repent. I thought, man, you guys, how evil. How could you continue this facade? How can you continue to lie?
Yeah. Hey, Dan, this is Stephen. I just want to say something to the point that you're making right now about Watchtower repenting, because believe it or not, I thought the same thing. I now consider, and I'm talking about, this is a very new revelation that just occurred to me within the last maybe 3 or 4 days. I now consider Watchtower a demonic, demon-controlled organization.
Amen.
And I know that when we say that, people probably think, oh, you're crazy. But see, being under demonic control, you don't have to be sitting there, biting the heads off of bats and drinking blood and saying, oh, hell, Satan. You don't have to be doing all of that.
Right.
What you can be doing is just lying and being deceptive and turning people away, from God. And this is what this organization is doing. They don't even believe, and I said this earlier on the show, they don't even believe what they're really teaching. This is just all an act for them. Standing up there, all the talks, all of that garbage, this is just an act for them. The real Watchtower is what you see in the lawsuits and how they try to skirt the law and how they attack and go up. That's the real Watchtower.
You're right, Stephanie.
What you see in the meeting, that's just the propaganda. That's just the sales side to make people think that they're this loving organization. But this is really a demonic organization. And like you said, they'll never repent. There's a scripture in the Bible that says that which is crooked can never be straight. Watchtower can never be straightened out because they were never straight in the first place. This was always a business going right back to Charles Taze Russell, just like all these other pastors that are doing nothing but amassing a lot of money at the sake of the people. They were never an honest, God-inspired organization in the first place. And it's just continued on in that way. So I'm with you on that. They're never going to repent. And that's really scary that we were a part of that. And I agree with you. This is why we need to be activists. These people are wicked. They have no intentions of changing. They're never going to tell the truth. They know what the truth is.
And they're beyond wicked.
They keep telling the lie.
And they're beyond wicked.
This is wicked. This is demonic at this point.
Yeah.
I just realized that. Watchtower is a demonic organization. I just came to that realization.
Can I interject something real quick?
Yep.
I don't call them Jehovah's Witnesses. I call them Jehovah Wickedness.
Oh, that's good.
So
I don't even call them Jehovah's Witnesses either. I call them Watchtower Witnesses because in their mind, Watchtower is God. Watchtower is Jehovah.
You know what?
So you might as well call them Watchtower Witnesses. They're not Jehovah's Witnesses.
I like that even better. You know what? I'm going to use that now.
I got something to share with y'all here. How about call it Satan's Witnesses?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That'll work too.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
And you know, some guys, to take it like Stephen and you guys are saying, what makes a person evil? What did Jesus say about the Pharisees? He said, "You're liars."
Amen.
And your father is the devil. So
Amen.
If they false prophesy, they're liars. And if they continue to lie and cover up a lie, then it's really bad. And like Jesus said, they don't enter in. So here's the thing to remember always about demons is instead of thinking of Ouija boards and thinking of all this witchcraft, all you got to think about is lying. If they're not repenting from a lie, here's the thing, guys. We have life force in us, right? And we're either using our life force for good or for evil. If we're using our life force for lying ass, cunning, conniving, backstabbing, lying, manipulating, we're being used by dark forces. If we're using our life for good, to serve our brother, to love our neighbor, to serve, then we're using our life force for a good purpose. That's the only difference. They will not use it for that, right?
Amen.
Liars will not inherit the kingdom, Angela said.
That's right.
And neither will the people follow them.
And let me just say one more thing when I say that this is a demonic, non-Christian organization. How is it that you have amassed a fortune of $7 billion when you read the Bible and you read about Jesus, whether he existed or didn't exist, however you feel about that, but you never get the opinion of anything other than a person who lived for the sake of helping other people? This organization, who claims that they are a Christian organization, the only true Christian organization, in fact, has amassed a fortune of however many billions, 2, 4, 7, whatever, billion, with the B. and they do nothing for anybody and claim that they are a Christian organization. Again, demonic.
Yeah, well, they don't do jack. They don't do jack shit for any community.
That's right.
Nope.
And they call those money changers. And Jesus would have kicked the money changers out of the perceived temple. It's like he said, this isn't the Father's house. This is a merchant's house. This is where you. Here's the thing. Is it any different today? Do you guys agree with me that people are paying for their salvation now, and the witnesses?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they're paying. It's a house of merchants. They're buying. Go ahead.
We were accused of that in the ministry all the time. You guys are trying to earn your salvation, and I would say, no, we're not. We're just preaching the good news. But no, that's what they're doing. That's the fear factor. That's the tool, the lever the Watchtower uses to make people go out in the ministry. If you don't, hey, you got blood on your hands. Isn't that what Toni Morrison said?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So there you go.
Great. Thanks for sharing that, Stephen. Thanks, Dean. Thanks, Stephen, for you guys. All you guys who commented. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Yep. Yes.
Hi. Yeah, hi, Maverick here. I was just going to say, if you've got a leadership that is bold-faced enough to autograph the Bible as if they wrote it or had some influence on it, what do you expect from anyone else? Everything you guys have said is so spot on. But it just flagged up in my head that scene where you see them autographing the Bibles. I was incensed when I saw that. I went, "How dare you? You know, how dare you?"
Who did that? Was your governing body did that?
Yeah.
Oh, they autographed the damn Bibles like they were celebrities or some shit.
Did you ever see the video? Maverick, did you ever see the video? I know I saw the black governing body member whose name escapes me right now, but they were in some foreign country and the witnesses were welcoming them at the airport. They were singing and dancing and clapping, almost in tears. You would have thought Jesus himself had gotten off that plane.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, I remember one of the last conventions I attended, we always, for some reason, had that damn Stephen Lett giving talks every convention. He was giving. I was always like, can we get somebody else? It was always this guy. And I remember one time after the talk, he came down off the podium into the general auditorium, flanked by attendants. He must have had about 10 attendants. And I said to myself, what does he have all these attendants for? He's just a servant of God, just like the rest of us. What does he need with attendants? And I could not help but think about the scripture. And again, I am not a Christian, but I couldn't help think about the scripture when the little kid, the night before Jesus' execution, and the kids ran up to him, and the disciples stopped the kids and said, no, go away. And Jesus says, no, let them come to me, for the kingdom of God belongs to these ones. Now, if Jesus, on the night before his execution, didn't have an issue or a problem with even kids coming up to him, who does this guy think he is, that he is going to just have attendance so that the witnesses can't come up to him? And he shook a few brothers and sisters' hands, and then he kind of got behind the attendants, and they kind of ushered him away like he was, the president of the U.S. And I said to myself, you have got to be kidding me. What am I a part of?
God almighty. Wow.
Yeah, that really happened.
Wow. That
really happened. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
You can't get up to a governing body member, even at a convention. Those attendants will block you. He does not have time to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because he is too busy counting his millions.
Yeah. Can I interject?
Go ahead, Dean.
Okay. I appreciate what you just said, my brother, because, I've seen that not only in the cult, but I've seen it in military environments. I've served my country for many years, almost close to 30.
Wow.
And I saw this chief, a chief in the Air Force. He's the highest enlisted rank. I saw this chief one day shadowing the base commander like he was his little puppy dog. And honestly, he was holding his flight cap on a clipboard like he was something like royal. He was actually holding it like, oh, it was disgusting. It really turned my stomach. So I know exactly what you're talking about because I saw that same kind of crap happen in military environments.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a really funny video that's out there, but it's true. This gentleman calls. He's one of us, ex-witness, and he called. I believe it was the Mormons. He called whatever the Mormons headquarters number is. He got some attendant. He asked him, "Who is the president of this organization?" And she said, "Oh, it's such and such." And she spelled his name out. And then he said, "I would like to talk to him." She says, "Okay, hold on." And she transferred him directly to this guy's extension. I cannot remember if the guy answered, or if he left him a message, he called him back. I don't remember that. He then turns around and he calls Bethel, or wherever the headquarters is nowadays. I don't keep track of it. And he got nothing but the runaround. They would not tell him who the current president is. They darn sure weren't going to transfer him and let him speak with him. He got, well, why do you need to? Well, who are you? Well, is this being recorded? They would not answer the question. They gave him nothing but the runaround. Yet when he called this other, I believe it was the Mormons, and got right to person, find out who's the president, got right through to the president or to his voicemail, one or the other. That's Watchtower for you.
Wow.
Well, they're all together different. Hey, listen, we're going to move on here. I want to thank you guys for the conversation. You kept it going really good. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, all you guys.
Well, we're gonna move on here. I just wanna say one thing here, and then we'll do some trivia. Got a little trivia. You guys can win some prizes here tonight. So I want to bring this up. That we're talking about the governing body, talking about Stephen Lett and these other governing body members, and I got thinking today. What really did making all of these changes in policy and doctrine, and as I was even watching Lett today on the broadcast he did, and talking about it's now up to you. You'll have to use your Bible trained conscience to decide whether you're going to do these certain customs that you couldn't do before. But I got thinking about the governing body, and I'm thinking of four changes that they have four reasons why they're making the changes. Let's go with that. There's four reasons, and you try to break it down. And first thing, they're making these changes because of lawsuits. They have to. People are coming forth and changing and suing the Watchtower like crazy. The children have died from blood transfusions. Their friends have died from suicide. So they're making these changes to avoid these lawsuits. And the other reason for the changes is money. I mean, they want to keep this thing afloat. It's like a business. They got to keep bringing the money in. And also, the governing body is making these changes because they're seeing the declining numbers, that they have to allow for, okay, now you can toast. Now you can have a beard. Now the women can wear slacks. So they're doing this because they see the declining numbers. So we got lawsuits. We've got money. We've got the number of lawsuits that are coming. We talk about that. We're talking about the declining number of the Jehovah's Witnesses. And they're just trying to save face. So we see that these changes are not just for the benefit of, oh, this is wonderful, we'll help the brothers and sisters. They're doing this because they got to save face. They are on life support right now. I don't know how much further they can go. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say it's not working. Like you said, they can do all what they want on integrity. Eventually, the Bible says everything will be brought into the light, and Watchtower is being drug into the light, and people are coming out of there. The facade is not working. You can only take so much bullshit. You can only take so much lying. You can only take, I can't imagine the sisters, like, what do you mean they told you could wear beards? What do you mean this men in Brooklyn said we can wear pants now? And now they're telling us we can clink classes, but do it in moderation. And a lot of people, they're not stupid. At a certain point, you go, what are we doing here? What are they doing? This organization's changing. Rick, if I hadn't seen so many people on TikTok, if I hadn't seen so many new faces, hundreds, leaving, it's like, oh my God, this is good news. this facade isn't. There's people in there, but Rick, it's getting down to nothing. It's whittling down to nothing, and this is a good thing because Borgie was talking earlier. It's very painful to realize you've been deceived. It's very painful to be blamed for something, to be called an apostate when you're not an apostate. It's very hard to know that they never really did love you. It's hard when they say, this never really was God's organization. It's the hardest thing in the world. But man, Rick, people are saying, to hell with it. To hell with it. I'm going to see what I'm going to see. These men aren't going to do this anymore. I'm done.
You got it, Dan. I'm with you. So we have to see these reasons: lawsuits, money, government on their trail, and declining numbers. That's the reason for the changing. Okay, well, listen, we're going to have to go to the trivia game. We got the Watchtower trivia. We've got these books. I've got a number of books. See if you can win some books tonight. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, if someone can answer just 2 questions tonight, I'll give you a nice book. I'll ship it out to you. All I need is your address. I'll ship you a nice book out. So let's go to the trivia game. Now, how we play it is I will ask the question. I'll ask the question, and now don't answer the question until I say go, okay? Don't answer the question until I say go, or you'll be disqualified. So let's start with the first question here, and we'll get people all ready. We got a lot of people online right now ready to play. Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Before you get the question, remember, everyone has to call a number.
All right.
Not the answers. They have to call a number.
Right. Thank you, sister, for saying that. So what you want to do is pick a number at random. Okay. 1 to 100, 67, 52, whatever it would be. And then I hear that number. I know they were first. And just say it once. Don't go 52, 52, 52. Just say it once. I'll pick up on it. Then I can see who said it first, because we want to play it fair. And it's on the honor system. And how it works is this: if you get 5 points, you get a book. But if you just get 2 points tonight, I'm going to give these books away. I got a bunch of beautiful books to give you. These are Watchtower reproduced publications, older publications in verbatim. In other words, beautiful books. I want to give them to you. And plus, we also have, I'll tell you what I also have. I'll tell you what I got. Let me show you right here. I got a nice T-shirt. Let me hold this up. This here, let me get StreamYard back on here for a second. I got some T-shirts. I'll tell you, I got some beautiful T-shirts. Let me hold it up and show you. This is the T-shirts we'll have at the convention. Right there. Still alive in 2025 T-shirt. On the back, it says Boston, the apostate capital of the world. I'd like to give you one of these T-shirts. I'll tell you what. So if you get 3 points today, they're really good. The T-shirt's the best quality T-shirt you can have. So if someone gets 3 points tonight, I'll send you a T-shirt and I'll send you 2 books. Okay? So that's a good deal. Okay. All right. So let's go with this. Let's ask the very first question here tonight on the trivia game. Now, don't everybody jump the gun. Use a number. And then if I hear that number, I will bring you in. So the first one here is a true or false. True or false? Was it true or false that the organization suggested to regular pioneers to never eat bagels topped with cream cheese while out on break, as this would have an adverse effect on them by slowing them down and perhaps compromising their hours? Is it true or false that the Watchtower told the pioneers never to eat bagels topped with cream cheese on break? Go.
Good. Time.
I heard 2. I heard 2 first. Who said? Okay, 2. Yeah.
I would say that's false.
That is false. Very good, sister. So were you a pioneer, were you?
I was.
Yeah, so you never heard them say don't eat a cream cheese with bagel, right?
No, never heard it.
Okay, so take a point. Okay, so you get 1 point there tonight. All right.
Would have made me leave.
Did you know the answer to that one, Zach?
Of course. Yeah, that would have made me leave.
All right. Here's the next category: assembly food. Assembly food. Now don't answer if I say go, and then give me a number. What, in fact, was ice cream ever served at circuit assemblies? Go.
Well, one.
I heard one.
Yes.
All right, but there's also a second part to this. What form was the ice cream in? Was it? I'll give it. I'll give you.
Ice cream cone.
No.
7.
Go ahead, 7.
Little cup.
No.
Ice cream sandwich.
No. Ice cream on a stick. Ice cream on a stick, like a chocolate cover. They call them up here in New England. I don't know what they call them elsewhere. All right.
Ice cream popsicle.
Yeah. All right. How about the United Nations? Of course, we know the Watchtower became part of the United Nations, a member of it, you could say. Now, what were they known as in the United Nations? What initials were given to them? Go.
One.
I'm gonna go. Well, Zachary kind of beat another. But he jumped the gun, so I have to disqualify him. I'm gonna go to 9. So what title was the Watchtower in the United Nations? Go ahead, brother.
Yes, as I recall, if I'm thinking right, NGOs.
NGO. Well, what does that mean, Thomas?
Non-governmental agency. 1.
I'm going to give it to Thomas anyways. It's non-government organization. Take a point, Thomas. Okay.
Yeah.
Take a point. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Now, well, what
I'm glad to see this new flexibility.
All right. All right. So we got Thomas.
Wait, I got a question, Rick, about the United Nations. You were supposed to do some research. I'm sorry, you pulled me out.
Yeah.
You got me going now. You were supposed to do some research, and you were going to prove to us that looking east from 25 Columbia Heights, you could see the United Nations. Did you ever do that research?
Well, no, I actually had a listener do it for me. He says, Rick, you were right. Zachary was wrong.
No, that person's wrong. You're making that up, Rick. Nobody told you that. You can only see it looking west from 25 Columbia Heights. If you want to look east from Columbia Heights, 25 Columbia Heights, and see the United Nations, you can do it if you have a big mirror with you. There you go.
Well, wait a minute. Now let's just the man who wrote me, and I'm not making it up. It was a man from Seattle, Washington.
A mirror on top of a building.
So if you're at 25 Columbia Heights, we'll have to put this to rest. If you're at 25 Columbia Heights, now what way would you look to see the East River?
If you're on Columbia Heights, you would have to look west to see the East River.
Well, wouldn't that be the Hudson River looking west?
No. Yeah. You could. If you're at 25 Columbia Heights, you would first see the East River, then you would see the Manhattan landmass, and on the other side of it, you'd see the Hudson River. It's only called the East River because that's in reference to its location next to Manhattan. It's east of Manhattan, and Brooklyn is east of the East River.
Okay, but now just for the record, I've been down to New York a number of times. I mean, you live there, so I mean, I have to go with your familiarity with it. But every time I've been to New York, and even drove by the United Nations, it was always to the east. It was to the east.
Well, that was possibly because you were in Manhattan.
All right, well, I'm still have.
If you're across the river in Brooklyn, now you can't look east because Manhattan is west of Brooklyn.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, I'll have to take a look on the map again. But the man who wrote me, I'll have to dig. I'll have to dig. Well, we'll put it to rest. It's one of those who's on third type, conundrums. Okay. All right.
I think one time, someone in the chat said the same thing that I said, and that person would know what they're talking about. So.
All right. Well,
Okay.
we'll continue on with it. But here's the next question. In what year did the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society begin teaching that Jesus Christ returned invisibly in 1914? So in what year did they begin teaching this? Now, that's a good question. That's a hard question.
That's a good question.
Okay.
2.
Okay, let's go with 2.
Okay. It was in the 40s, so I think it's 1943.
Well, a good guess. No, anyone else want to take a shot, but that's not it. In fact, the Golden Age magazine, I won't give the year, Joseph Rutherford, the second president of the Watchtower Society, wrote Jesus has been present since 1914, but he gave no supporting explanation. What year was that they said 1914 was when Jesus returned invisibly? Take a guess.
1931.
Boy, 31 was close. 1930. Who said 31?
Michael.
Boy, I tell you what, that was close. Very close, Michael. Good job. Very close. All right. But it was 1930. Let's go another one here. When, according to the society, did 6,000 years of according to the society, did 6,000 years of human, when did it end? When did the 6,000 years of human existence end, according to the Watchtower? Go.
9.
I heard one. Yeah, I heard one. That's you, Zach, right?
Yes. According to them, 6,000 years of man's existence ended in 1975.
You're absolutely right. Now, can someone tell me the book? I'll give you a point there, Zach. Can someone tell me the book that this was released in?
1.
Go ahead, Zach.
Life everlasting in the freedom of the sons of God.
You got it. If you could give me the page, I'll give you the T-shirt.
Page 166.
No, page 29 and 30. 20. You're pretty good at this, Zach. I'll tell you that, really. All right.
No.
All right. Let's ask another question here. Has the Watchtower ever claimed that baptism is of pagan origin? Yes or no? Has the Watchtower ever claimed that baptism is of pagan origin? Yes or no? Go.
2.
All right. 2, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, they have. Yes, they have said it. The practice of baptism predates the Christian faith. It was employed in Babylonia and ancient Egypt, where the cold waters of the Nile were thought to increase strength and bestow immortality. Watchtower 1993. So that they did mention that yeah, isn't that something, huh? All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Has anybody heard them say that Paisleys are pagan?
Say what?
Paisleys are pagan?
Paisley is pagan? I've heard that before. Did you have something Paisley once that the Watchtower got upset about?
No, that's why I'm surprised.
No, I have heard that. I have heard that Paisley. I often wonder what's the matter with Paisley, but I have heard that. I've almost heard everything, but not as much as Zach. But I almost have heard everything. All right. Here's another question.
I would.
Go ahead. Do you want to say something?
I would have had to be sitting in the hall in elementary school when they were coloring Paisley.
Yeah. Did they say anything about it?
No.
No.
I colored them.
Okay.
I made a out of it towards the assembly.
Yeah. All right. Well, maybe you can answer this question. Has the Watchtower Society ever celebrated a birthday? Has the Watchtower Society ever celebrated a birthday? Yes or no? Yes.
7.
Go ahead, 7. 7, go ahead.
Yes.
Well, it's not the answer I was looking for, Stephen, but it's a good, I like your explanation. I'm almost willing to give you a point. Almost. But it is yes, the celebration.
Give him the point. Give him the point.
I should give him the point. He's a good guy. I'll give you the point anyways.
Yeah, give him the point.
Even though it's not, even though it's not the answer. Yes, they did celebrate their birthday. Yes, they celebrated their 100th birthday. The Watchtower Society had no compunction in declaring their July 1st, 1979 Watchtower a special issue celebrating a century of publication. The Watchtower Corporation also celebrated its own 100th birthday as a centennial to remember in 1984, and the Watchtower was mentioned 1985, Watchtower, January 1. So they have celebrated birthdays. Maybe not a specific person, but their own date of the Watchtower they celebrated. Yeah. All right.
You know, Rick, on that thing, I remember that Watchtower, come to think of it, but also when there was some celebration they had that was 100 years, and they brought all these missionaries and branch people over. They were in Brooklyn. They brought them over as part of the celebration.
Is that right?
Yeah, it was a big deal.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, we're going to end the trivia there tonight, Zach. I wish I could go on a little longer, but I got to get things ready here for the convention in a week, so I got to spend a little more time on that. But I want to encourage anyone out there listening to this broadcast tonight. If any way you can come to the convention, come and do it. We're going to have a great time. That's next week. This is the last. We'll have our broadcast right from the convention. So we won't have a regular 6 screens broadcast next week. We'll be there live at the convention. And we will have links. Now, if you want a link to watch it, write me at jwworldnews@gmail.com, and I'll send you a link. So all you have to do is click on it, and it'll bring you right to the YouTube link and the Facebook link. So if you do that, you make sure you get it. And friends, we're going to have a large audience online. This is going to be a history-making moment. We're going to have, there's over 40 speakers that we're going to have at the convention. And I'll tell you, I've been working on this schedule now for 2 months. So I got to put it to rest tomorrow night. That'll be it. The window closes because I have so many people that want to speak, and they're coming from all over the world to come to this convention. And like I say, it's going to be a history making in the fact that there's going to be a movie shot there. And we're going to be able to meet some of our good friends that you hear right here on the 6 screens. So if you can't be with us in person, by all means, we'll be doing a live streaming. We're going to make it as interactive as we possibly can. We're going to keep the cameras rolling even during intermission so people get an idea of what's going on there. You'll be hearing from a lot of people, meeting a lot of people online. So by all means, join us next Saturday night. Go online, YouTube, Facebook. You can see the whole convention. It's going to actually begin on Friday morning at 9:30. Our band will play. There's a band we have coming. They're going to play in the morning. And then at 9:30, you're going to have the program start. So check it out, 9:30 Friday morning. We're going to go to 9 o'clock at night. And then the next day, the same thing, 9:30 until on Saturday night. We're going to have a great time, friends. We're going to have the cameras rolling. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be having the Apostates Got Talent. Like you heard that man, Frank, that was on earlier. He'll be with us. We got a number of Apostates that got talent. So you'll be able to see these people and you'll feel just like you're there. We're going to make it very interactive. So do your best to join us online, or if you're in the New England area, hey, it's worth the ride. If you're 100 miles away, try to come down and see us. We'd love to see you. So anyways, I want you guys to keep standing tall. Don't you ever give up. Keep moving forward. And the last one, leaving the Watchtower, please turn off the new light. I'll see you guys next Saturday night right here on the 6 Screens Tele Network. Thank you for coming in and being with us tonight.